That should be better. I don't know. Let me just make sure the audio is working. Okay then. Alright, sorry about earlier, I was just very tired. Alright, so we are going to... I'm actually not sure because I could recreate that activity, you know, the word puzzle activity. But what I don't like is I don't want to completely copy that thing, but it's hard to like make it without copying it. Like, it's a very specific task, but I can't think of another way to do it without blatantly copying it, because it's not something you see too often. Why is this not working? Why is this live stream? There we go. That's better. I think, you know, it's a test level. I'll just make it work for now. So let me just plot out how it should actually work in real quick. Okay, let's make our blocks. I'm just plotting out my code. Alright. Alright, so what we see... Alright, so the game is given an initial string that contains the entire paragraph we want it to understand. Now, there's a couple ways to handle this. In the game, there are multiple clickable tiles, so to create multiple clickable tiles, you would create a string, and then you would split that string into multiple pieces, or you could do that, or you could do... Alright, I got it. I'm just writing it in the stupidest way possible that only I can understand. Alright, and let me just put one to the side. And let's say we want, depending on the difficulty, so... God, now it's getting even more further on. You know what, let's not do difficulty this early on. I'll make the block where I can eventually put difficulty in, though. So, like, right above here will be a block for difficulty, but... So let's say we should have 15 different blocks for words. Okay. I don't have to actually write it all. Just write to block 15 equals that. Alright, and then we want it to be... No. We also want something else. We want... Well, we want more than one string, because we shouldn't just have one sentence, so... To string... Let's give it... For test level, let's give it 20 possible combinations. Alright, 20 possible sentences to read from. Now what we need are key words. Keyword 1 equals to, and then it goes all the way to keyword 20. Each sentence has a keyword in it. that is what the answer to the puzzle is. Oh, almost dropped my phone. So for instance, if the first string is somebody went north, then the keyword is north. So when you eventually have to answer the puzzle, it knows which block has the word north in it by labeling that as a keyword. Alright. Let's see, how many words should it be per block? Per block should be maximum 5 words. So each block can have anywhere from 1 to 5 words in it. And then depending on that match, no, wait. That might not work. I got it. Okay, so instead of the block length randomly deciding words, it should randomly decide the length of the actual physical block in the grid. Now, we know how long the grid will be, so we know that if a certain amount of block length overpasses that much, we can see that and we can go okay, we went too far, go to the actual maximum block length. So you could have, for instance, block length 1 could be the grid could be 20, block length 1 could be 5, block length 2 could be 5, block length 3 could be 10, and then obviously at that point we've reached the maximum, and it would know that and would go okay, go to the next length. Now if it's possible, if it would have randomly assigned that block length 3 to 13, it would go, wait, these numbers match up together to be more than the amount that this length can hold. So, fuck you, go back. 2 block length 20. Let's say that there could be 20 blocks. Alright. So these numbers actually correlate to the actual physical size of the block in the actual game world. Alright, so then we need another variable up here. We need to know that grid vertical size, grid horizontal size, grid hor, is equal to, let's say, hypothetically 30. We can actually get a better representation, but let's say 30. Let me just save this real quick. Oh, I finally came up with it. I think I came up with a decent name for it. Where did I put it? Where the fuck did this disappear to? Oh, I'm in documents, not desktop. Okay. Web detectives, I think that's a good one. Alright, so we're going to say the grid horizontal is 30, and just to be able to use it later, we'll say the grid vert is 50. No, wait, I don't have to store it like that. No, I do. It's Unity. I'm trying to remember how Unity script does it. It's not the same as Python, which I'm more used to. Alright. Okay, so now the block has done that. So as it assigns each block a random number, it then goes, okay, equals block. Okay, it's block number 1. There's no way it could possibly be the maximum number of the field. So we don't need to do that. We assign block length 2 to a random number. And then we say this: if block length 2 is more than our grid whore, then we just do this. No, I'm writing it wrong. Block length 1 plus block length 2 equals grid whore. Block length 2 is equal to grid whore minus block length 1. Okay, and then alright, and then we would just write that loop for every single block. So 2 if block. I'm sure there's an easier way to do it. I don't want to fucking bother. Children's game. It's not gonna fucking use too much CPU processing. I could be a little bit lazy with how I handle my memory. I mean my CPU. Fuck me. Alright. Okay. So then it does that. Now, we don't need to tell it how long they are because they're always the same length. They're always the same width. I mean length? No, width. Wrong. Height. They're always the same height. So this just stores what row they are on, of probably 20 rows. Block equals. don't know, I feel like I'm doing this really stupidly. I feel like this is a really stupid way to do this. I actually really hate this right now. I do not like this at all. Fuck all this. I'm gonna try a different version of this. I don't like what I wrote. I'm just writing this. I know what this actually means. Now this is much better. I'll just hide in the text itself an actual thing to tell it when it jumps to the next line. I mean, it won't be as random, but it'll be easier for me to write. I'm trying to think for a second. Hold on. Hello, other viewer. I'm currently trying to lay out some shit code that will just barely work enough. Don't tell anybody I said that. Yeah, I'm just trying to write a code for basically I think, were you the one from last time? I don't remember, but I'm just writing a code that'll basically make a word puzzle. And it's just basically like detecting when the actual text string goes, like, go to the next line. And it's basically just making lines of text so it doesn't like run off the screen or anything like that. If you're the person from last time, maybe I can explain it easier. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you remember the word puzzle from Clue. I imagine you played Clue Finders or something, but if you don't, the word puzzle from Clue Finders, where it's like find a word that answers the question in the paragraph itself. I'm trying to write code for that, and I want it so it doesn't just run right off the screen. It goes from one line to the next line to the next line by having a simple symbol in the text itself that tells the code when to jump to the next line. Oh, by the way, this is what I got so far for the test level. This character is supposed to represent a search engine, and he moves around like different like screens and monitors and stuff as the character talks to them. I decided not to do the licensed character things I was thinking about. I thought it'd be too much to try to get licensed characters. Yeah. Where the fuck did I just leave off? God damn it. Curline equals line, curline plus current character. Current character equals current character plus 1. What the fuck am I looking at? So this is basically just saying hey, check the string of the paragraph I'm putting up on the screen. Check each character one by one. If the current character is this character, go to here, which that means that it's come to the end and it needs to jump to the next line. If not, it's going like, hey, the current text box that we're filling out. Take that and add the current character we are on. So we're now onto this end where it finally finds its character and knows to jump to the next line. So now it says string is equal to blank because it doesn't need it anymore. It's blanking it back out. Right, and then literally that's all it would do. And then it just goes right back to the start. Well, first it checks to make sure that let's say there's a maximum of 10 lines. But if it is on the last line, then the only thing it can do is it now knows that it has filled everything out. So now it's on the last line. String is equal to 0. Let's tell it that. Car line and card. Alright, that should be everything. So then the actual interaction I have to program differently. So right now this is just to make the text actually appear on the screen. This whole thing is fucking garbage. Oh. And I'm probably gonna have to make like a bunch of different corrections because I never can like properly plan out my code, but whatever. Alright, so I'm going to be honest with you guys, I haven't fucking coded in Unity in months. I code in Python mostly, so I have to now pull up some old code to remind myself how to code in Unity. You don't need to see that. So let me just open up some... I'm just going to find out where this is saved to and then open old code. Especially C Sharp. I did not have a lot of experience with C Sharp. But that's how I started making games in the first place. Let me see. That's not written. I have no idea what any of these have in them, if they're going to be useful for me, but... This has C code. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I have not seen C code in so long. Oh, thank you. It's the world God only knows. The home screen. I have not seen C code in so long. I don't even remember how to declare a variable. That's how you do it. Okay. I'm gonna honestly have to Google up fucking code. Why did I name the fucking variable string? What an idiot. And yes, it would be easy for me to copy and paste this, but since I haven't coded it in so long, it'd be better for me if I just code it all without copying and pasting so I can commit it back to memory. Wait, no, I'm just remembering something wrong. Yeah, you can, wait. Yeah, you can declare it here and it'll still be found here. Okay, good. I fucking remember I always have a fucking problem with global and local variables. I can never fucking get that to work. I can never be perfect with it. Alright, now I have to get old code. Do I have it here though? I remember writing code specifically to find characters in a text field, but I don't remember if I wrote it for Unity or if I just did it only for Python. Yeah, I fucking did it only for Python. Of course I did it only for Python. Well, for educational material, a lot of it's easy. Like for math, like look, I'm basing this off of the Clue Finder, so I can like see the basic level of math that they have there. You know, a lot of stuff like math is easy. You don't have to like plot that out. You just know what kind of math people are kids are at that age are targeting. But a lot of educational material is more targeted towards the process of learning and like educating yourself over just teaching. I think you were here when I said this last time, but to me, teaching is when you just tell somebody what, like 1 + 1 = 2 and why. And learning, educating, is when you give them all the key hints they need, all the pieces of the puzzle, and they put it together themselves, and they come to their own conclusion to using their own like natural puzzle solving skills to figure it out themselves, and they feel accomplished, and it sticks more in their head. That's a huge focus of the education system, is education of the system, and here is education over learning. Did you already ask? I'm trying to think if you mean anything else with that question. It's going to be very similar to the original game, where it's just like the characters carry the story, but like the reason why the dialogue is like, oh, I need your help to I'm a search engine. I need your help to figure out what this person is looking for in this using this piece of text. This person wants to know who did this thing in what year. I have this piece of text. Can you find the answer for me? I am a calculator. I don't know, stuff like that, you know. Do you mean anything more specific with that question? I think that's what you were asking. Fuck, man, I gotta fucking search up how to do character by character lookup on a string in Unity script. C#. Yeah, character replace sounds like it might give me the answer I'm looking for. Hold on. Okay, good. It's just the same as Python. So, now we follow the natural loop, keeping this in mind. Alright. Cur. Char equals text block char num. That should be it. That should do the whole thing. That should be what I needed to do. Hold on, I should add an extra variable so I don't have an update loop constantly running that's checking for something it doesn't need to do. it a space? No, it's not a space for it. Okay, I see a question. I guess I meant the character interaction as well as the actual learning material. You kind of have to be careful with it. Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said this one right now, what I'm making, is just a test level, because this is way too close to the mini game from the actual game to get away with. This is just for testing to see if I can make this work. I have to change it up, but... So character interaction, I can be totally original with that because that's story-based stuff. So the whole narrative of the game is that they are in the internet. They are in a subsection of like they are in a certain small section of websites that they can access to. And as they progress through the game, they get access to more and more groups of websites. And by the nature of the internet, I can have a different story. So instead of characters from ancient Egypt, like in Clue Finders, you have characters on the web, like representing search engines, calculators, maybe even maybe little hints and jabs. Like you could have like a little character that might be representing a torrenting website as a joke, or like a cheating website, stuff like that. You know, little joke character stuff. And that would really, like the cheating character would really lean into like the learning aspect. It'd be a really easy way to like merge text into I need you to help me solve this problem. So for instance, this search engine, I can't say Google, this search engine character has searches every day, and it needs help. You or the player needs to help it. This person searching has asked a question, and the search engine pulls up a piece of text, and you need to find the answer in the piece of text for it. This is for the demo game. This can't be in the final because it is too close to the game, for the mini game from the actual Clue Finders game. But you know, this whole web thing gives you a whole more field of originality. The learning material itself, well, oh, you have another message. I like the internet adventure idea. It'd be easy to make custom. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can make an internet search character, and just because Google's the most popular one doesn't mean it represents Google. You can argue it represents DuckDuckGo. It could represent anything. Cheating websites, there's a million different cheating websites. A million different torrenting websites. Sorry, I'm cracking a cold one. So with the actual games itself, I have to be more creative with the mini games that teach education. The whole process I'm talking about of leading the player is not something you can sue for, because Clue Finders did actually use that teaching the player thing. But that's suing for using platforming in a game. You can't copyright that, something that broad. It's just that the actual mini games themselves have to be a little bit different. I have to work on this one, but this one is just a test one that's going to completely infringe, but it's not going to be in a final build. Let me see. Alright. Where is my code? What am I coding? I have coded that. Alright. Back to the line. If char equals at symbol fucking curly bracket. Fucking, I hate Unity code. Python code is much cleaner. I wonder, can you do this here? We'll let you get away with this and not have a fucking error. Let me see. Does Unity like what I've written? Unity is saying, go fuck me. 22, 26. Can I convert what? Hold on. Yeah, I don't have to convert, I can just make this a char. Keep missing those all the time. And it worked, okay. I could already tell because Unity took a while to come back up. Alright. Alright, now what are we looking at? I'm trying to think if I can literally just write it, trying to remember. It's not gonna work now. It's like this. This might work, right? That's probably not either. Oh, I'm not even writing that part. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't need to do any of that. What am I doing? I don't need to actually write an else statement. Keep in mind I'm still in Python mode, so this is probably going to give errors. I probably have to write it a different way. Yep. Line 51. Doesn't need to be here. Nope. I doubt that's gonna work. Hold on, I'll be back in 1 minute. sorry about that. Just having a little bit of food. Man, these fuckers be wild. And now, you been seeing the news? I know nobody's actually here. Fucking going crazy down at the Capitol Hill, doing you know, I don't know anymore. Literally just read the damn thing, came right back. All right. C#, blah 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 blah. I don't know how to write it. I don't know how to ask the question. Cosantiate. So can I just write it like this? Is that what it's saying to do? Yeah, I know. Did that actually work? Okay. Line number 49. Oh. Trying to think. Oh, hey, somebody's here. Sorry. Didn't realize anybody was here. I don't like to drink when somebody's here. I'm just gonna assume it's the same person as before. Let me look. I'm trying to figure out what this last little part of code, and if I get this right, it should be done. Let me think. I should work. What the fuck am I writing? Now I gotta do a little bit of looking to see how this works. That's not it. I don't even know if I'm using the right term for this. Alright, I can't figure it out, so I'm just gonna do it the cheap way. I'm gonna do it the way that takes up way too much code. Yep, that worked. Okay, good. Alright. And again, I've said this before, I want to write it all out and not copy and paste so I can commit this to memory and better remember the code. You know, I never spent too much time with C#. When I was doing Unity stuff, I did mostly Unity's version of Java. I forget Unity Script. It was called Unity Script. Oh fuck, I remember Unity Script. That was so good. Shit, man. I haven't typed it out in a long time, but this is what Unity Script looked like. It's very close. It's actually like, think about it, it looks a lot like C#. You know, you got a little bit of differences. You know, you're using the I don't know the name of that colon instead of your if you think about it a lot, it's actually the same. It's just different naming conventions of it. But back when I was making Unity games, before I stopped doing that, I used to code exclusively in Unity script. There was one or two occasions where I had the script in C# because there was a thing that it just couldn't be done in Unity script, and that's probably why they killed off Unity script, because it became just too hard to keep up to date when C# did everything much better and was already well maintained. It was a language outside of Unity itself. Well, Unity script was a version of JavaScript. I would eventually, near the end, start to learn C# because I realized as they were shifting over to C#, there was still a time they didn't give you the option in the menu, but it was possible you could create Unity script files and then use that as code. But it was annoying to do that because you literally had to go into the file explorer to the actual game directory and create a blank text file, then rename the extension to dot whatever Unity script was. One moment. So number one, it was annoying to do that every time. Every script you need to go into the file explorer, create a dummy text file, and then rename the extension to Unity script extension, and then open it up in a text editor and start writing. But as it got worse, things just didn't work the same as they did, even though they technically ran. They didn't really run properly, and eventually I realized I would have to learn C#. I didn't have too much time learning it before I decided to stop making Unity stuff. But recently I started making Unity stuff again, obviously in C#, so I have a little bit of having to remember that. And I cannot believe I was so averted to it. It's such an easy language. It's literally, like, if you think about it, like modern programming languages, when you get to this level, like when you're actually like when you're like seriously coding stuff, like when I mean serious, I mean like when you're like a real like raw metal coder, you're doing like weird shit with the code, like you're doing edge cases and you're doing like really specific shit that code can do, that's where it becomes hard. But when you're doing like basic stuff like what I'm doing here, a lot of code is very similar. Like there's not too many differences. The syntax is very similar. Python, this is literally just me in my head converting Python over into Unity script. Literally they're merging in my head Unity script and Python, and it's such an easy thing to do now. I don't know if C# is easier because it's similar to Python and my knowledge of Python is helping me out with C#, or if they're just generally both easy languages to learn. Alright, that should be it. No errors, no errors. Good. Alright, now we create our one generic thing that holds our code. I forget what I always use to give it a nice name. Just name it main, I guess. Alright, it should be long enough. Alright, and it should just do it on its own. Nice, it actually fucking worked, my dude. You can see it all right here. All split up right at the and signs, and they don't even include them in the text. This is some good shit. This is actually, what are you doing? Oh, I know what it's doing. I know what it's doing wrong. Theoretically, I would put a script in it that would tell it how long it is, and tell it does not do that. But I am a bit lazy, so what I'm going to do is is that an easy function to do? If that's an easy function to do, I'll do it. Char is equal to probably reduce my lines if I can. Sorry, my bad. Is there somebody actually here? Like, you're not chatting in the chat. I guess you don't want to, but why? A single error. All right, that works. Alright, this is our entire code for that. So what was I talking about before I was now I'm completely off track. I don't know, I was talking about how Python and C# are the same thing, or similar enough. Alright. So we can go to our main and we can see that it's going to work again, just to make sure. You always got to test it twice. Current character equals 60, alright. Should probably do this too. That's not working. Oh, I see why. Well, I guess I'll just have to reset it at the start. Alright, it all looks good to me. Alright, now we have to write that to the screen. Now here's a problem. I always have a problem with UI elements, but we'll see if we can solve if it won't be a problem this time. That's where I was forgetting. So I got way off track. So, with this whole piece of code with hiding the actual triggers within the text instead of in code, like I could just write here, I could write each line, but that eventually gets too long. It's better if you can write the text with code written in it that won't show up in the text itself. I got that idea. It's kind of obvious, but I also got it from Phoenix Wright. In the most recent games, in the what's it called, Spirit of Justice game, they talk about, specifically in the developer stuff, they talk about that's exactly what they did. They made a way with the text where they can hide triggers in the actual text itself, so when they were writing the script, they could specifically put in parts in the script that would trigger animations and camera changes, so that way the script writers would have better control over how it looks in the game. And when they translated it to English, they could then move around those triggers and make it work better with the English translation. And I mean, it's an obvious solution here, but I mean, obviously, I pulled it from there too. Alright, so now we are working with our fucking text box. Now I have to look up how to do this. Oh man, I'm living the dream of every coder. Closing a shit ton of fucking tabs. Tabs I probably shouldn't be closing one of those. And it's gone. Nice, 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 nice. Where did I fucking have it? There we go. I want that in the background. Alright. Am I doing this or am I looking up the wrong thing? Hold on 1 second. What? Probably doing this wrong. Yep. What do you mean you can't get line 1? Line 1's written right there. fuck did I do? Hold on. I think I'm going to end the stream in a little bit. As soon as I solve this, I'll end it. There's not even anything on line 26. The error was from commented out code. Sorry, I'm figure with this. Alright, I'm just gonna end it right now and then work on it.